of Jesus.
Apostolic Sunday School.
Hello and welcome to ApostolicSundaySchool.com. Today I'm going to tell you a quick story. It's a story about the three Hebrew children. They are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were great friends with a man named Daniel. And Daniel was a great man of God. And he was instrumental in having Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego develop this walk with God that they did. But on this day, God decided that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego needed to be tested on their own. So we don't really know where Daniel was, but our bishop always says that Daniel was wherever God wanted him to be, and God did not want him with these three boys at the time of this story. Well, there was a king, King Nebuchadnezzar, and he was not a very nice man. He was he was very arrogant, and he wanted everybody to worship him. So through a long sequence of events, after he had this big dream, he decided that the way he was going to feel better about himself was to create a giant statue of himself. And he was going to make everybody bow down and worship it when the music started playing. Well, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they already knew, were not bowing down to anybody but the one true God of Israel, which we know is Jesus. Well, on this day, King Nebuchadnezzar started playing the music, and he looks out, and he sees those three Hebrew children, and they are the only ones standing in a whole crowd full of people that are all laying down, praying to this silly statue. But these boys said, no, we're not doing it. You are not going to convince us to give up our God. So the king said, guard number one, why don't you go and grab that dude? Why don't you go grab Shadrach? So he said, no problem, sir. Big old mean guard goes, nah! And he got him. And the king said, why don't you grab that other dude, Shadrach, as well? So they grabbed him, and the other guard jumped on him. And they felt all good about themselves. And the king said, why don't you go drag him back here, and that other guard's going to take care of him in a minute. So they dragged him back, and the king was so mad. He was so very mad. What he didn't know, though, was that you can't beat God. And so while those guards thought they were tapping him at any time God wanted, he could have just said, let him go, and they could have got out any time they wanted. And so he said, all right, guard, grab those two guys. And so he grabbed those two guys, and they were so mad. He said, grab that other guy too. Grab Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Grab him. And he told the other guard, you grab him too. So now they're all piled on him. Well, what they didn't know is that God could have let him out at any time. And just like that, God could have said, let him go. And he could have passed him right through the hands of the guards. And they could have been free anytime God wanted them to be. However, God had another plan. What he wanted to do was show that whole nation that he was the God that could do anything. And so the king was furious. He said, heat up that furnace 7 times hotter than it's ever been. And so that big old guard said, yes, king, and he grabbed him. And the king said, guard 2, you grab him too. Guard 3, you grab him. And so they all grabbed him and piled on, and they were so just feeling good about themselves. Well, they dragged him over to the fire. And it was so hot that the guards started wobbling. And the guards started sagging, and pretty soon the guards actually fell over dead. But what was most amazing to everybody is they looked in the fire. And the king said, wait a second, didn't we throw in Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Who's that 4th guy in the fire? Where did he come from? And the guards fell over dead. Because God is so big and so strong that he can always deliver you out of the hands of the enemy. This is a magic trick that is called the cups and balls. You'll see this online in a million different places, and I'm just going to explain briefly how it works, although it's going to take a lot of practice to kind of perfect it. So the way this starts is you have the 3 balls in front of the 3 cups, and the 4th ball is in the far right cup. That's where it's at. And you never let the kids look into it. You're doing it from face on where they're far enough back where they can't see this. So again, there's one in here. There's the 3. Okay, and you want the cups that are built for this because they're rigged. They have a high rim, which means that on top of the cup you can put a ball and it sits without there being a discernible gap between the cups. Okay, so I have the 3 cups. Inside this one I have a ball and it's going right behind that one. I just keep it on the right. It helps me keep it straight. All right, even though I can see it. Okay, so the king says, grab him. Okay, there was 1 in here. I put it over 1, so now there's 2 there. King says, grab him. Put it on top. Put it on top. Tap, tap. Now there's 2. God could have let him out at any time. Okay, now we're setting him out again. Here's the one with the ball. Here, put it over here. Grab it. All right, put the ball on top. Now there's 3. Okay, so now they're going into the fiery furnace. Okay, the king, now you got the 4th one here. Cover it. So now there's 4 under there. King piles them on. The guards die, and there's the 4 balls, and nobody knows there. I hope this helps. If you have some tips to make this better or another idea for this same lesson, let me know. I would love to put it on the website so other people can learn from you. Again.